Hello friends, I am Vipin Sharma, Assistant Professor, EC Department. Now this is our lecture 4 for Transducer Unit 7, and in this lecture we will discuss about load cell, which is basically a application of strain gauge. In the previous lecture we discussed about the strain gauge. In this lecture we will discuss about the load cell. Load cell basically a type of application of the strain gauge. Here, a load cell has a cubic structure. In each four side surfaces have one strain gauge, and top and bottom surfaces are empty. Here, top surface is used to measure the weight. Basically, load cell is used in train signals that red or green at station platform. It's basically measure the weight after measure the weight, and when it will show its color after measuring weight of train or something like that, and after that he will show its color. And here I mention it's one application in train signal red and green. In station platform, beneath the platform load cells are used. After departure, cell detect the mass and then corresponding color on board. Here I already told you that four surfaces at four strain gauge. Now here dummy gauze is used in the quarter breeze for compensation of temperature range, as we have already discussed in strain gauze that dummy gauze is used to compensate the temperature. For measurement of torque, we use strain gauze at the angle of 45 degree. This shows the arrangement of a strain gauge at angle 45 degree in full bridge circuit, which measure the torque. Here arrangement is at 45 degree angle, and its equivalent circuit will be like this. This is full bridge circuit, and here one point is important, that sensitivity of a full bridge circuit is 4 times than the quarter bridge circuit. And the next is load cell is used for measurement of weight by arranging in the full bridge format, and the output voltage converted into digital using ADC. ADC yani analog to digital converter, which is displayed in 7-segment display unit. So basically load cell is used to measure the weight using full bridge circuit. Here output signal is in voltage form, and which will be converted into digital signal using ADC. Now we will come to our next topic, that is piezoelectric transducer. In the last lecture we discussed about the strain gauge. Strain gauge was our piezoresistive transducer. Piezoresistive means when we applied force on the material, its dimension changes, due to which its resistance will change, and that was the piezoresistive. In piezoelectric transducer, if we apply some force on that a specific type of material, there will be some voltage will be induced, yani electrical signal will be generated there. If we apply force on the piezoelectric materials, then they will produce electric field. So various materials used for piezoelectric transducer are quartz, Rosehl salt, barium, titanium trioxide, lithium sulfate, and lead zirconate. These are the some example of the material which are used for piezoelectric transducer. These materials have piezoelectric property. It means when we applied force on them, their dimension will be changed, and as a result electric field is generated between the surfaces of these materials. So these material are used to measure the force or pressure, which with the help of force or pressure we convert electric field or voltage. Electric field is similar to voltage. Electric field is equal to voltage per unit length. So electric field and voltage, and we get output in the form of voltage. So here it is shown of a quartz crystal. This T is the thickness. Here we get output from this surface, and upper and lower surfaces used to develop the voltage, and there is separation of charge. When we applied force, there will be charge separation on these two surfaces. As a result, an electric field is generated from positive charge to negative charge. So V naught is output voltage, T is thickness of the material, and E is electric field, which is equal to V by T. T is the thickness of these distance between these two surfaces, and electric field is between these two surfaces. So E is equal to V by T. Parameter which are used here, that is charge sensitivity. Charge sensitivity is denoted by D. D is equal to charge per unit force. Unit of charge is Coulomb, force unit of force is Newton. So sensitivity D will be charge per unit force, which is equivalent to Coulomb per Newton. Now second is voltage sensitivity, which is denoted by Vs. Vs is equal to electric field per unit pressure. P is P denoted here pressure. E denoted electric field. We know electric field is equal to volt per unit length, that is volt per meter, and pressure is force per unit area, which is equal to Newton per meter square. We write unit of these two quantity. E by P, E is volt per meter multiply meter square by Newton, which is equivalent to volt meter per Newton. Now capacitance of the crystal. We know that capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is epsilon naught epsilon A by D. Here D is equivalent to T. Here this material, this block will act as a capacitor. This block. This is upper surface, this is lower surface, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged, and separation between these two surfaces is T. So capacitance of this surface, block will be Cp is equal to epsilon naught epsilon R A divided by T. T is thickness. So voltage V naught is equal to, from this relation, V naught is equal to E into T, and Vs is equal to यानी voltage sensitivity. Voltage sensitivity is E by P, so V naught by Tp, or here we calculate V naught. V naught is equal to Vs into T into P, and we converted pressure into force. P is equal to force per unit area. This is the second relation in terms of force, and this is relation in terms of pressure with respect to output voltage. Now equivalent circuit of that quartz crystal. This is our quartz crystal whose equivalent circuit is X capacitance whose value is Cp and a parallel resistance Rp. Here output is taken across the Rp. Now V is voltage signal which is generated in this quartz crystal, and Cp and Rp, this will be equivalent circuit. Here Cp capacitance is equal to charge per unit voltage, and voltage is equal to charge per unit capacitance. So we will use this relation to calculate further our calculation. Now practical arrangement of a piezoelectric transducer is, here we have piezoelectric transducer with the help of cable. Here these signals is connected to CRO where we measure the signal. So the cable have its own capacitance which is denoted by Cc, and CRO circuit has some internal capacitance and resistance which are connected in parallel denoted by C. Capacity CRO. C CRO is capacitance of CRO, and R CRO is resistance of CRO. Cp and Rp are the capacitance and resistance of a piezoelectric circuit. So its equivalent circuit is converted all these parallel resistance into RT and all these parallel capacitance into CT. Here CT is sum of Cp plus Cc and CR, which is written here, and RT is equivalent to Rp parallel RCR. Now relation between voltage sensitivity and charge sensitivity. Here Vs is voltage sensitivity, D is charge sensitivity. D is charge sensitivity which is equivalent to Q by F, and Vs is voltage sensitivity which is equal to E by P. We know that D is equal to Q by F and Q is Cp into V naught. Q is equal to Cv. From the basic relations, we know that in any capacitance Q is equal to Cv, and using this relation here C is equivalent to Cp and V is equivalent to V naught. So we write Cp into V naught divided by F, and Cp is the capacitance of a piezoelectric transducer, which is given by epsilon naught epsilon r A by T, this relation which I have already mentioned, and V naught divided by force is equal to pressure into area, because pressure is equal to force per unit area and force will be equal to pressure into area. Now using these equations we get our result, that is equivalent to epsilon naught epsilon r V naught divided by Tp. Now this is equivalent to D. D is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r divided by T multiply by Et upon P. E is equal to V by T. V naught is converted into Et. So we write here Et. T is cancel out, then we will get D is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r into E by P. E by P is our voltage sensitivity. So D is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r into Vs, and D by Vs is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r, which is equal to permittivity of the material denoted by epsilon. Here is mistake. Please mention epsilon naught in place of epsilon naught. We should write epsilon, only epsilon. Epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. So please remember, please take care of this point. Here in place of epsilon naught, here in place of epsilon naught, we should write epsilon. Epsilon is permittivity of the material. So please, I again mention this point. Here this is mistake. There is a mistake. In place of epsilon naught, it should be epsilon. So charge sensitivity upon voltage sensitivity is equal to epsilon. Now we consider two cases. One, we applied a force at point T is equal to 0, a impulse force, which is not impulse force. It is a force at T is equal to 0, which is constant throughout the time. And at T is equal to 0, V naught is not equal to 0. And if T is greater than 0 or less than 0, then V naught will be 0. And if in second case we are applying a sinusoidal force with respect to time, then output will be not 0, not equal to 0, because F is variable. So above these two discussion, here we can say that piezoelectric transducer is suitable for any dynamic values of force, not for static force. And in next lecture we will discuss about other transducer. So till then, bye and thank you.